Just a tiny little spark. The other day I contacted via social media someone that I haven't seen in decades in person. I worked with her many years ago, but when I moved on from the Anglican ministry, I never tried to contact her. To my shame, probably. No matter that I didn't contact her, every year she would send me a Christmas card and/or a Christmas letter. Just a few days ago, weeks late as it turns out, a Christmas card arrived from her. In the past, I had a couple of times said to her, I think probably via Facebook, that I wasn't very good at maintaining this kind of correspondence, that I probably wouldn't write back to her. Look, I don't think I've ever written a letter, other than for official or business purposes, to anyone during my entire life. I did say to her that I would be happy to respond via email, but I didn't have her address and I don't think she gave it to me, so it never happened. This time her Christmas letter ended with a note to the effect that I should contact her via email, but she didn't include the address. Well, I found her on Facebook and I sent her a message via Messenger. To my surprise, she answered almost immediately, although it was quite late at night. I did explain to her again that I was not good at keeping in touch with people, even my own family quite often. Look, there are many reasons for that, but one of them is that I really don't have that much to say. I'm not good at small talk. I'm not really interested in small talk. There's not much going on in my life. When my kids ask me what's been going on, my answer is pretty much, the same old, nothing new. My life is pretty uneventful these days, and honestly, I don't really mind that. It just means that I don't have much to say. I can't exactly bombard the people close to me with my views and opinions. That would quickly become tedious. Anyway, that's what you folks are for, right? But this friend from my past, she wrote something back to me that really got me thinking again. She said, "You had a big influence on my life, which is why I keep in touch." I had a big influence on her life. I really didn't know that, and I don't really understand why. I'm a teeny weeny glowing ember, a little tiny spark, nothing more, nothing less. I can assume that this woman meant this in a positive way, but I'm sure there are others with whom I've interacted over the years who would tell a different story. I look at my children. How can a parent not have an impact on the lives of their children, for better or for worse? I've tried, no doubt with mixed results, not to pass on my flaws, other than my genetic ones, to my children, and there are others with whom I may have interacted over the years, however briefly. Who knows what effect I have had on their lives, for better or for worse? I'm certainly aware that others have had a major impact on my life, again, for better or for worse. This is just one more thing that makes socializing so difficult for me. Not just the idea that someone else may negatively impact me, but that I might negatively impact them. But I just can't seem to be a people pleaser either. I'm just one tiny, insignificant person with a very small sphere of influence. How would it feel being in a position where I could influence hundreds, thousands, millions, perhaps even billions of people? Terrifying? Exhilarating? Do you use your powers for good or for evil, or just for personal gain? Who would really want to be what these days we call influencers? Let me go back to the idea of being a tiny ember, a tiny spark, though, just for a moment. A tiny spark can light the fire that will warm us and over which we can cook our food. Or it can start the conflagration that will destroy millions of hectares of wilderness. Given that, who wouldn't want to quote the Bible, keep their light under a bushel? That just means bowl, by the way. Yet if we do that, if we keep our light under a bowl, we may not have the humbling experience of a voice from the past telling us that we had a big influence on their lives.